lipstick. That's it.
There
I'm
you
very
go.
nice. Don't push me. You can
Join
be
the
a real
club.
CU. Yeah, I know. I've learned that from you. You've given me good. You're the most lovely human being, but I wouldn't fuck with you. I know you're a CU if you have to be.
I'm
And
lovely until you try to cross me. And then I don't even see black and white anymore. I don't see the grays. I don't see the sky is blue. I just see red, and you will be going down. We did learn that Allie, our little Allie, was on the road to be Taylor Swift. And one day she looked up and she said, "This woman is destined for the Eras tour, and I can never compete with Taylor. There's only one. So I'm going to become an astrologer. You can get your tea leaves read by Allie, astrologer." Hey, you know what I got to say though?
so California, because I also have my birth chart because they did a whole scene where they brought out each other's birth charts and talked about their rising signs.
Oh, you did yours.
I'm a Scorpio rising. What'd you make it? I mean, poor Allie, right? Isn't Allie Cat getting to be the negotiator? She's like the middleman for all these people. And I will say, I love Lala, but again, I do side with. This is what I like about this show. I side with Tom Sandoval. You never get any new information of how bad Randall Emmett really is. Okay, you get these little, we get little crumbs it breaks my heart that Ocean has to go there on Christmas Day. Why? Is he still a cokehead? Aren't they divorced, or is the divorce not final? Why are we
Never
not?
been married. And guess what?
Oh, come on.
Guess what? Sarah, you stepped in this one. The listeners hate you for this.
Oh,
They want you and we're not editing, guys, because I don't have time. They want you strung up by your balls for saying last week that Randall and Lala were married. Now, I know that they weren't married, but I did correct you at the time, I believe. But they are. Tell Sarah to stop. She's fired. Don't ever let her talk about Vanderpump again. How could she not? I'm just telling you, I wasn't going to bring it up.
Okay, well, then my point is even then you guys should be licking my balls because my point's even more relevant. Then why isn't she giving us any further new information about they don't even have a marriage custody agreement and we're not getting anything new? Give me a break. Give me a break. I am pulling a Kyle with Sutton. Okay. You've got a dating coach and a horse. That's all you've got to come up with. And I agree with Kyle. Kyle has sacrificed sisters over this show. I mean, can you imagine that famous scene where she calls Kim an alcoholic on camera? That is, I think about like my brother and I are best friends. Like my brother saying that to me. I mean, that on fucking camera. Okay. That's another level. We know nothing new about Randall Emmett. Nothing.
Well, if you listen to my chat with Nicole Eggert from Baywatch, his ex-best friend, you would know a lot more. But I understand what you're saying. By the way, I am so much more interested in 2024 in today's day and age about the inner workings of Kim and Kathy and Kyle than I am about this fucking Gorga, Melissa, Taricia. I'm over it. I only talk about RHOBH on the Patreon. You know where to find me. But big scene. You're an alcoholic. You stole the house. She says you stole the house. Yeah, no, this is true. Kyle has given a lot. By the way, we don't need to segue. I just did a quick hit the other day. I do urge Kyle to stop lying to the Behind the Velvet Rope and the Sarah Fraser audience. When she says, I talked about this before on my own. When she says, we'll see about season 14. It's always a last minute decision. I don't even want to continue this conversation. Just say, like Teresa says, I will be here until the wheels fall off. Kyle Richards is not leaving the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. Okay.
We have a lot to talk about on our
Stop
next show.
lying. We do.
Wait, but I loved the scene with Katie and Lala, like going back and forth about Ariana. Like, what did you make of that? Do you think there's real tension there, or are they all get on?
I think, listen, I might be wrong when I predicted that Katie's gonna be there with her like shirt hanging out, like, pancake batter all over her new Gap t-shirt because she's making the pancakes. It's something about her to serve for the morning, and she has a band-aid on because she chopped her finger just a little bit when she was doing the tuna salad. And Ariana is on set in France of a photo shoot, and this is the end of this friendship. I might have been wrong. Shocker. I also said Melissa Gorga was 100% being fired. Although people tell me I was right about her and Margaret. I'm just a season off. Maybe about Margaret. We'll see. I think I was wrong. I think at the end of the day, Katie's hate for Schwartz. I mean, look, they're bonded. They both had a breakup with each of the Toms. I think I'm wrong. I think Katie, at the end of the day, is the real ride hard for Ariana girl. Who knew?
Isn't the irony that Ariana
Oh.
and Katie trash Schwartz up and down because they say he licks Tom Sandoval's ass, and yet Katie is that same person for Ariana. Like it's just they're mirrors of one another. The part I did love, what did you make of Joe, who of course we met when we went to Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras here in Los Angeles? Joe seemed less quirky in real life, but on the show, they do make her out to be a weirdo. You think she's a weirdo?
It's so funny you asked that because what I've learned from this episode is I actually have something positive to say. You know who I've really learned to like?
Who?
I love this Allie. We were just talking about her. Allie Luber. Love her. She's doing the astrology. She's very cute. Maybe I'm just superficial, and when someone's attractive, I tend to like them. But I like Allie. Yeah, I like her. She's non-offensive. She's got stuff to say. I mean, she deals with James. She's putting up with Hippie. So she's listening to the airplanes fly over. I like Allie. Now, there is some bad news. You know how I've done a few impressions here and how I'm not loving, I don't feel the love from that Morgan Wade. She's like, they call Teddy the Gnat. I find Morgan Wade to be the Gnat. I find her very annoying from what I've seen from Morgan Wade. Yeah, I fucking hate Joe. She annoyed the fuck out of me in this episode. She annoyed the fuck out of me. So I want to start positive and say that Allie really was like, wow, I like this girl. This Joe is possibly more annoying than Morgan Wade. I'm going to state it. That's how I feel about
Morgan Wade doesn't speak. How is Morgan Wade annoying? You hardly hear
because she says, I don't know.
I'm in the Chateau Marmont with a big star who wants to do pills off my body.
Mind you.
Okay, so Joe, you find super annoying. Really?
Oh,
Joe, they portray her to be such a quirky weirdo. And she's a hairdresser and she comes in. Actually, the thing I loved about Joe, she seems the realest to me. She comes in, the hair is a rat's nest, sweetie, with a baseball hat on, no makeup. And Schwartzy is quirky. I thought I liked Joe. I hope they bring more of Joe in the mix.